is Michelle and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before anything else, I'll show you how my October went. I went with a Day of the Dead theme and it was overall effective. I will however be changing and simplifying things up a little bit, partly because I'm not giving myself as much time as I did last month to set all of my monthly spreads, but also because I feel like going with something that isn't over the top like this one. Even though it was still relatively functional, I still feel like I went over the top with some of the things that I wanted to track. One of the things that I'll be changing is to put all of my gratitude entries in a single spread. And of course I won't be doing Inktober this month. I gave it a shot. It didn't go as planned, but I'm still glad I tried it. Here's a little glimpse of my plan as you go system for my dailies, by the way. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I'll show you how I painted my little watercolor cover for this month, which is squirrel themed. I am so happy I did this. I think it turned out so cute. I've just been seeing squirrels everywhere and they always give me really cute autumnal vibes. I dedicated most of my time doing all of the setup just on the watercolors because it took a long time for every single layer to dry. Just drew tons of tiny streaks to emulate the fur. What I love about watercolors is that they can be so forgiving, especially when, well, I try to hide them, but I actually made a lot of mistakes while I was painting all of these. So yeah, I just used different shades of brown and let everything dry. It was when I got too impatient that I got into a bit of trouble here and there. I decided it looked a little bit empty, so I added a few leaves and some branches here and there. And I actually ended up using the exact same techniques of just layering the top on layering throughout the rest of my spreads. I'm not really good at hand lettering, but I still gave it a go with my title. And I'm using my Pentel brush pen, by the way. On the back side I wanted to add a little quote, so I drew two little squirrels sharing an acorn inside a kind of wreath made with leaves in a kind of pattern, I guess. And the quote that I went with is, "All good things are wild and free" by Henry David Thoreau. Just one of those reminders to stop being too materialistic. I added it to my actual bujo using some washi tape, just lining it up at the very center and then just pasting it in, and it acts as a bookmark. I am sorry to say I lost the footage from the next page, but it's just an overview with all my goals, notes and projects for the whole month, as well as a tiny in review section. Here is my monthly calendar spread. I just write the days of the week using kanjis for simplicity and clarity. I decided to let go of my perfectionist this month, just going all of the exact measurements and very precise lines. I had a tiny little bit of space in there. I wasn't going to add any decorations, but I thought, why not? This is the Leuchtturm, so it can more or less handle watercolors. Next is my habit tracker, which I use mainly to focus on self-care, just making sure that I eat, exercise, and stay creative, I suppose, but also to keep track of my responsibilities. Next is my expense tracker, which I made a little bit bigger than last month. I just keep my categories, my budget, and at the end of the month I sum it all up and see how things went. It's a way to keep myself from buying too much comfort food. That's really about it. It could be helpful if you're trying to stay within this very strict budget, or if you're trying to save up, for example, or seeing where you're spending your money. Next is my very tedious process of making a circular mood tracker, which this month is the top of an acorn. If you've seen my previous bullet journal plan with me videos, you'll be familiar with this, but if you haven't, what I like to do is to differentiate about the way I feel towards different things in my life. So there's 6 levels that I like to track: mind, body, relationships, and my studies. So whenever I have a really bad day, this really helps keep me positive. Just remember that there's beautiful and lovely things in my life when one thing seems to be ruining my whole day. I added a few decorations here and there, just because I had the space, same with the last page actually. And because my key has been working really well for the past couple of months, I decided to keep it that way. I did, however, change the colors that I use for that key just to go a little bit more with the theme. I figured the bright pink and other colors wouldn't quite go with my theme this month. And I use the exact same key for my energy, concentration, and quality levels of sleep throughout my sleep tracker, and it is also right next to my mood tracker to correlate whenever one thing is affecting the other. And it's just, again, to keep myself calm and focused on the good things in life. I merged my university and languages tracker into just a simple studies tracker. So what I do is I have each and every single one of my subjects at the top with little boxes, one for classes, another one for reading, another one for working. Because I'm an English major, this is really effective for me to keep track of what I need to do or what I can do each day. So I'll just draw a little circle and fill it in whenever I actually do those things. Keeps me from procrastinating. I separated my journal and gratitude. So for my gratitude spread, I had a little bit of extra space at the bottom. So I decided to add the same 2 squirrels as before, this time sharing a little flower. Just because I thought they were cute and would make me happy whenever I looked at them. I wasn't using watercolor paper this time around, so I couldn't go all out as I had before, but I still think it turned out really cute. And then I just went with a couple of little branches at the top, just letting them dry, and I only think I added 2 or 3 layers and that's it. My journal is more like a couple of lines a day kind of thing, otherwise I won't do it, so I wanted to keep it really simple this month. So that's it. Here's a final flip through of all of this November setup. I like doing all of it in this way in one go because I don't really find weekly spreads all that useful lately. So this is just a great way for me to keep everything in there, easy for reference, for easy access anyway. I really hope you enjoyed. If you do, don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe. See you next month. Bye!